As a film photographer, there's definitely something magical about the look and the feel of shooting analog. But what if I told you that there's a digital camera that can give you that same film-inspired experience without the extra steps of developing and scanning? That's where the Fujifilm X100VI comes in. Today, I'm breaking it down from a film photographer's perspective, why it stands out, how it compares to shooting film, and why it might be the perfect everyday camera for you. Let's start with the design. Fujifilm nailed the vintage aesthetic with the X100VI. From the tactile dials to the compact point-and-shoot inspired body, it feels like holding a classic film camera at times. And for film photographers like us, that's half the appeal. It's not just about the photos, but it's also about the experience you get when using the camera as well. Similar to my Nikon F3, I feel that is just a fantastic experience and it motivates me to shoot better photos when holding that device. It's incredibly satisfying to use. You've got those physical controls for the ISO shutter and the aperture, just like you would for an old film camera. It kind of makes you slow down and think about your shot, which, as a film photographer, just feels natural. One of the standout features on the X100VI, similar to most of the other Fuji devices as well, are the film simulations. These aren't just filters, they're meticulously crafted profiles that replicate the look of classic film stocks. For example, classic chrome gives you those muted vintage tones, which is perfect for some of those timeless portrait shots that you're looking for. And if you love black and white, personally, Acros is my favorite film simulation of all time. It's stunning, it's rich, it's detailed, and it really has that analog feel. Personally, I think Acros is kind of the closest I've felt to a film stock when shooting on a Fujifilm device. I use Acros all the time, anytime I'm shooting on a Fujifilm camera. It's just a beautiful film simulation, and again, it kind of mimics more of that film look that I go for in my photos on digital. For someone who's used to shooting film, these simulations are certainly a game changer. You get that familiar look straight at a camera without needing to spend hours of editing, and I can't tell you guys how many times I've sent photos to clients straight out of the camera from this device, and they just look beautiful. Most of the photos that you are seeing today in this video are straight out of camera. It's an amazing feeling just to be able to dial in all your settings on scene and then again be happy and proud of said photo that you took. So I'm a fan. I'll always be a fan of these Fuji simulations, and you can look on the internet to get various recipes. You can also go to FujiXweekly.com. It's an amazing website that also curates a crap ton of Fujifilm recipes for various devices, including the X100VI. Check it out if you haven't already. So the X100VI comes with a 23mm f2 lens, which is roughly around a 35mm equivalent on full frame. It's a classic focal length for film photographers. It's versatile, perfect for portraits, street photography, and even landscape. With the f2 aperture, you can get beautiful background separation for portraits while still maintaining sharpness and detail where it matters. It's a lens that encourages creativity without overwhelming you with choices. If you've been on the channel during its earlier days, I used 85mm and up for pretty much anything portrait related, just because I loved the real life look that the longer focal lengths give you. But as I started maturing into film photography and deeper into my career here, I love shooting wide angle lenses, whether that's a 16, a 24, a 35, especially the 35 focal length, which I shied away from early on. It creates beautiful environmental portraits. You can capture a lot of everything with the photo, and it also forces you to compose and create a better shot, since it's including a lot more of the area within your shot versus, say, me getting an 85mm lens and then just shooting super tight and then that's the photo itself. So it forces you to be creative, and I like that about this. I have learned to love and embrace the manual focusing process when it comes down to film photography. I love it. I love the fact that it takes me a second to slow down and really compose my photo and get the best shot possible. Even on an autofocus camera like the Nikon F5, you still kind of take a second to get everything together, because one, film is expensive as all get out now in 2024, and that it also is much better to not waste it, I guess is what I'm trying to get by here. And I mentioned autofocus just because on the X100VI, it's pretty good. It's fast and reliable, and it makes it great for capturing like fleeting moments. And because it's so compact, the camera itself, you can basically carry it everywhere. You can put it in your bag, you can like even slip it in your jacket pocket, and you won't even miss like a shot of something that you randomly see as you're walking down the street. To the film photographers who are used to carrying around larger gear, this is definitely a breath of fresh air. And take it from someone that owns a Mamiya RZ67 Pro 2 and wants to lug that thing around for photo shoots in the outdoors. I fully believe that autofocus is a great tool that helps us also compose great photos. And like I alluded to with the Nikon F5, that was the first autofocus film camera that I used and own, and it was phenomenal. It helps me capture the shot a lot faster than it would be on my Nikon F3 or my Mamiya camera, but either or, again, autofocus is just a tool. It doesn't make or break the camera, but I am very happy with the autofocus reliability on the X100VI. If you're a film photographer looking for a digital companion, then the X100VI is a natural fit. It captures the essence of what we love about film, the simplicity, the aesthetics, and the intentionality, while giving you the flexibility of digital. Whether you're trying to save costs on film, experiment new ideas, or just want a compact everyday camera, the X100VI, in my opinion, checks all the boxes. As a portrait photographer, I've been blown away by what this little camera can do. The lens is sharp, the colors are beautiful, and the film simulations let me create different moods without needing to edit extensively. And with everything that I stated in the video so far, I know folks are probably wondering how this compares to actually shooting film. Well, to be completely honest, it's not quite the same at all. There's something irreplaceable about the grain and imperfections of analog. Nothing digital can ever match it. But the X100VI comes really close, especially with those film simulations. It's like having your favorite film stocks loaded into a camera. Mind you, a tiny compact camera, and then you're ready to go take on the world. If you want to get that look and feel of film with the speed and convenience of digital, the X100VI, look no further. That's the right camera for you. I've taken this device all around the state so far, and honestly, it's the perfect travel companion for anything that I need it for. There's the 40 megapixel sensor inside of it, so I'm never lacking in image quality for anything I do, whether it's portraiture or landscape work. But also too, like I've mentioned several times, the compact size of the device makes it super easy for travel, as well as the film simulations. They also make me feel super creative. The Fujifilm X100VI isn't just another digital camera. It's a tool that speaks to film photographers. It brings together the nostalgia of analog with the convenience of modern technology. And for me, it's been a joy to use. Let me know in the comments if you've tried the X100VI or if you're thinking about picking one up. I know they've been super hard to find since they've been released this year, but if you have one or used one before, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you're a film photographer like me, does this camera spark your interest at all? As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Thanks again, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.